Hi there, Lisa Montgomery here at the Consumer Electronics Show 2023, and we are going to learn about a fascinating new technology developed by Rain Technology. I'm here with Robert Ramsey, CEO of Rain Technology, and he's going to tell us a little bit about an e-privacy technology that is way different than any e-privacy films that you might find on displays these days. Robert, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, I can. So what we have here is one of the first active privacy filters for display technology. The old filters are static. You put them on and they block out the light for the snooper. In our case, our technology is built into the display. So whenever you want to go into a privacy mode, you hit a hotkey on the button and it goes into privacy. And then it goes out of privacy. So it's built into the system. IT companies can control it. Let's say you're out at a Starbucks and you open up a company email. The software can control it and force it into privacy such that only you can see it and the snoopers can't see it.
So it's transparent to the end user.
Absolutely.
It just kicks in and you don't
Yes.
even know what happens. So it's a combination of different elements, software, hardware, and the film itself,
That's
correct?
correct. That's
okay.
correct.
Okay, Robert, can you show us how the e-privacy works, how it kicks in and
Sure,
when you're
sure.
using the display?
Right now, this system here is in what we call share mode, which means off-axis I can see it, so I could show someone in the office some content as well as the head-on user. Two ways it can go in. One, I could open up a secure document and it just does it.
Okay.
But there's also a hotkey where the user itself can push it. Now it's in privacy,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you probably can't see anything.
I can't see a thing.
But head-on, the user can
Yeah.
see it.
Okay.
So like I said, it's an active built into the display. The user doesn't have to remember to put the film on. It doesn't take the brightness hit that most of the films have. It doesn't cause any image degradation or anything to the base panel.
I do have a question. Is it standard on the displays or is this like an upgrade?
It depends on the model. Right now we have models with HP that are shipping in enterprise that are 100% attach rates built into the system. And then we have some where you can order it as a drop-down addition to the system.
Okay.
We also have systems with HP and Best Buy that it's built into, Chromebooks as well.
Okay, and you're working with HP right now?
Yes, we started several years ago doing a first launch with this system here, which is our first generation system with Lenovo. We launched a product with them that is what we call black privacy. So when it goes into privacy mode, the screen off axis is black, but the viewer can see it.
Okay.
We developed a new technology and moved to HP and started shipping with them, and we call it reflective technology. So not only do you darken the screen off axis when in privacy, but it has a mirror effect, so it looks silver. So it not only controls the luminance levels, but it also controls the contrast off axis. So it's a much more secure product.
Okay.
And we're shipping those now with HP on an exclusive basis.
Okay, now, why was the technology developed in the first place? Was it something that end users were having?
Yeah, we started out
issue?
with a display technology which was for autostereoscopic displays, which is 3D without glasses. Our teams are experts in that field. And we found we could control the light cone, very narrow view angles for the user. And then we started getting customer pull. We had people approaching us, hey, can you do this, can you do that? We went into the woodshed, so to speak, for several months and developed this technology.
Okay, and where is the technology developed? Is it?
We're located out of Boulder, Colorado.
Okay.
And we also have offices in Taiwan as well as in the UK.
All right.
Most of our team are all PhD display scientists.
Now, are you working with any other computer manufacturers or?
We do for mobile phone right now. Right now it's exclusive laptops for HP, but mobile phones, we're getting interest in automotive for privacy displays for passengers to watch videos while the car is going down the road to block the driver from imagery.
Okay.
Mobile phones, as I said, is of interest.
Okay, we'd like to learn more about the mobile phone and
Sure.
how that works. So.
Sure.
Hi, we talked a little bit about the HP displays with Rain's e-privacy technology. So there are other applications for that technology, one of which is smartphones. And I'm here with Mike Robinson, the chief scientist at RAIN, to tell us a little bit about the smartphone application.
As a company, we are moving into all personalized displays because we think that privacy is going to be a big thing. After all, displays are everywhere. And the challenge on, in particular, smartphone is to take our technology and make it thinner, in particular. And so with a laptop, we've already succeeded in bringing it down to a compatible thickness to what people desire. But nevertheless, the challenges on a smartphone are greater. However, as you can see, we've got demos here. This one is an LCD display, okay, which is the more conventional or the original type display. But we've also managed to put it onto an OLED display, which is this one over here. And it includes the SureView Reflect, as it's called on the HP product, which has the reflective privacy. And it's able to switch between the viewing off axis,
Okay.
and then switching off.
So this is something that you switch on and off, the privacy on the phones, or can it be automatic as it is?
It could be automatic.
Okay.
I mean, with all the cameras around, you can detect whether people are.
Are you finding a greater need for e-privacy with smartphones just because people are using them for many different applications now?
The people do use these smart screens on phones, and that's becoming more common. But still, the awareness of privacy on cell phones, certainly by the public, is still it's not there yet.
Okay.
But we're expecting that to happen.
So give me an example how this would happen. Like, are you sitting on a subway with a lot of different people and somebody peers over your shoulder to kind of look at what you're doing?
Yes, it's exactly that.
Okay.
I mean, in general, when you're in public places, what you don't want is people to be looking over your shoulder, looking at things.
Okay.
And of course, the hope is that it would be legislated, that people will have to use these if you're doing certain jobs with sensitive material.
All right. So do you think this is a consumer product, or will it be geared more towards certain careers like doctors or lawyers, or is it just going to be everybody at some point will want some privacy on their phones?
The idea is to try and get this into all displays, and so it's your decision. And the cost down is one of the things that we're working on quite heavily.
Okay.
And so we feel we could get it such that you just buy something, and if you wanted to use it, you could use it or not. So so that's the hope.
All right, interesting. So I think there's one more application that RAIN is thinking about, and that is automotive industry with the displays in cars. So can you tell us some more about that application?
Yeah, well, the technology, the privacy part, I mean, it's definitely the driver for the technology at the moment, but it is the technology. What it does is it puts light in regions, in angular regions that you want it to be. And in the case of privacy, you want the light to come towards the viewer and not towards the people looking over your shoulder. Okay. And so in the case of a car, there are other demands. We're working on what's called a passenger information display, which sits in front of the passenger. And when the car is stationary, that looks like a continuous display with the rest of the display.
Oh, okay.
And these new car displays, they're going to have them all the way across the cockpit.
They're getting bigger and bigger too.
Yes,
they're amazing.
Yes, but the idea is that when the car takes off, there's an assumption that the passenger may be watching some distracting information, like a video, for example.
Correct. Okay.
And it's legislated that is too distracting for a driver.
All right.
And that is the case. So the idea is that as soon as the car is in motion, then the driver must not be able to see what the passenger sees.
Okay.
So you need this switchability.
All right.
And so it has the same operation as this, but underneath the hood, it's actually it's a more difficult, challenging situation because the viewer, the driver, is off axis much more than...
You have multiple viewers.
Well, also it's highly asymmetric. So these personal displays allow the viewer looking straight at the display to see it, and the sort of snoopers, as we call them, either side not to see. That symmetry, when it comes down to the technology, is much easier than when you start to go off axis. But nevertheless, we've developed a prototype.
Can you show us that?
Yes, I think we can.
We've talked about RAIN Technologies e-privacy technology on computer displays and smartphone displays, but there's one more application that is that they're working on for the future, and that is displays for the automotive industry. Displays in cars are getting bigger and bigger and showing more and more. Robert, can you tell us why it's important to have that feature on these displays?
Sure. As Mike mentioned earlier, we're starting to see displays in front of the passenger, such that as the car's in motion, they can have some infotainment as they're driving down the road. Typical legislation is if there's any motion on a display, the driver can't be distracted by it. So you could imagine a display that possibly could have information for the driver when no one's in the seat.
Right.
But if someone's in the seat and they want to watch a movie or they want to watch short videos or something, the driver can't see that as it's going down the road. So that's a case for privacy that we kind of seized on and started making prototypes and getting customer pull from the industry as
Okay.
e-cars become a little more prevalent and displays in the car or from pillar to pillar on the dash.
Sure.
It's important for this.
And the distracting driving is a big issue too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you
Absolutely.
hear about that all the time. So can you explain how this will work when you're in a car? For instance, if I'm driving, I won't be able to see what's on the display, but you, the passenger, would.
Yes, that's right. And I think it depends on the use case. You could see it. There could be information there that's not in
Like
motion.
maps or something?
Yes. It's a long distance to look at, but if there's no passenger, you'll want to utilize the full dashboard. But if the passenger's sitting there, much like the airbag sensor, it might automatically go into privacy as the car starts to move.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And then you don't want the driver to see it, you want the passenger to see it, and you want to be able to control the light.
Okay.
So it's a very good use case for our technology. As Mike said, it's a little challenging in terms of controlling the angular space and the light because now you've got fixed passengers in certain regions of the automobile
Yes.
that you have to design for.
Correct.
So each automobile is a little bit different. Each optical design's a little bit different. You have to go through the motions, but we're starting to see quite a few automotive brands contact us and
Okay.
put requests in for certain cabin spaces that we're starting to design around.
When do you think we might see this in cars?
Probably within the next 2 to 3 years for the active privacy.
Okay.
We've seen some brands try to put films with just static privacy, but most brands want to be able to display the display in like showroom condition,
Sure.
where everyone can see the display, and then they want to be able to switch it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want that permanent privacy in this use case. So I think the active privacy is the best solution for
Okay.
what we're being asked to do.
Can you tell us which manufacturers you're talking with?
Well, we're talking to most of the tier 1 integrators, which service multiple brands, whether it be GM or Honda or Toyota, but more of the integrators for the display that these brands use.
Okay.
There's 3 or 4 in the world that do this, and we're talking to all of them.
Awesome. Okay. If somebody's interested in learning more about your technology, where do they go?
Well, the website gets us in you can get in contact with everyone. It's raintechnology.com.
Okay.
And there's some white papers there. There's some information about our technologies beyond privacy. We're doing some stuff in AR, VR, as well as even headlights for
all right.
technologies,
Okay.
which hopefully in the future we'll be presenting here as well.
All right. Well, thanks so much
Yep,
for your
thank you.
time.
Thank you.